communication and problem solving are the key skills which the employers are valuing most. In case of leadership or the communication gap, there might have the impact of 15 to 20% on operational productivity. A small misunderstanding during the costing meeting might impact the margin loss.
Hello everyone, this is Shariful Islam Haravi, and welcome to our program InFocus, where we talk about latest innovation, solution, and sustainability across textile, apparel, and fashion value. Today we have Mr. SK.Mamun Ferdoush, serving as a general manager at MASCO Group, with over 2 decades of experience across marketing, merchandising, and production sector. He is also an alumnus of Bangladesh University of Textile and Pamish University. With a combined knowledge in technical and academic experts, he also contributes to the academia as a guest speaker at the Institute of Business Administration at University of Dhaka and in Bangladesh University of Textile Engineering. Thank you, sir, to be with us today.
You are most welcome.
So without further ado, let's start our program. So our first is about the graduates of Bangladesh Textile Universities, mainly who wants to contribute their career into textile and apparel sector. So many graduates enter textile and apparel sector every year. So in first question, we'd like to know what are the practical skills should they focus on during their first 3 years in this industry?
This is something I always tell the young professionals, that your first 3 years, you shouldn't build your career only. You should build the industry understanding, because nowadays the factories are not looking for the technical professionals. The professionals they are looking for who can do the proper communications, can do the problem solving, can do analyze the data, and can work with the cross-functional team. For example, if I say a merchandiser who understand the technical challenges are much more efficient, much more effective with the buyers. For the LinkedIn data, the data I found that communication and problem solving are the key skills which the employers are valuing most. So even in technical industries. So my advice is to the young generation and the young professional, don't focus only the department. You should focus, you should learn the entire supply chain. It will make you valuable. Thank you.
If we are talking about the communications, we would like to know about the main communication gaps do you most commonly observe between the factories, merchandisers, buyers, and across the suppliers?
Yes, honestly, many apparel industry in Bangladesh, if I see the problems are starting from the communication gap, not the production capacity or the capability. The biggest gaps I usually see is delay information, incomplete data, lack of data, different priorities, and the communication ways. For example, buyer has changed the specification. They can change it. So merchandiser has received the specification, but the production is saying they are delayed. Merchant shared the specification. The factory or production received the specifications, but they are delayed or late to react on that. So such way the communication gap is happening. Now only the small communication, if I say it has a huge or wide impacts like the sampling, planning, the allocations, and the shipment timelines, the time and action plan, everything is getting impacted. There are some global studies that showing that in case of leadership or the communication gap, there might have the impact of 15 to 20% on operational productivity. That's how the operational productivity is getting reduced. Thank you.
The third question will be about the poor communication gap. How can poor communication affect costing, sampling, production timelines, and overall buyer relationships?
Basically, poor communication creates a domino effect. A small misunderstanding during the costing meeting might impact the margin loss in a bigger scale. For example, a 20 cents costing mistakes on 500,000 pieces of garments might affect 100 $100,000 of loss. Secondly, in sampling, if the approval is getting delayed, if the comments are wrong, if there is wrong perceptions, that can also slow down the speed to the market. And most of the buyers nowadays are focusing on speed of the market, because whenever we are working with some of the renowned clients like Inditex, H&M, they all are focusing on the speed programs and the fast fashions. So if we are getting delayed to support on those areas, so it's straight away impacting our business. That's a big catch. And also the buyers are prioritizing speed nowadays. That's very important. But I would say, apart from these 2 points, the most impact, the great impact, the main impact is the trust, because buyers might accept the challenges, but what they are not accepting is that the surprises at the 11th hour. So there's the big catch on the trust. Whenever you are working with your business partner, this trust level is very important, and you need to align with that trust. So that's very important.
We're talking about the trust. In this type of crisis situation, such as shipment delays or production challenges you mentioned, what rules communication should play in maintaining this trust?
Thank you. Another good question. In crisis situation, I would always say communication is very important than that of the crisis event, because buyers usually remember how you handle that situations. It's not the delay only. They are seeing how you are handling the situation, because why it's happening. The major approach are communication, what we should do for the good approach or the proactive approach, that we should communicate early. We have to communicate early. We have to come up with the real status or the present status. We have to provide the solution, because whenever we are coming with the problems or the challenges, we should come with the solutions. And we should be transparent as well, because whenever we are communicating, in case of any transparency issue, everything will go into vain, because we have to do it if we don't have the proper communication with the transparency and the visibility. So this is very important. And if I say in an example, instead of saying your shipment will be delayed, we should say we might have 3-day delay, because although we have 3-day delay, but we already have taken the initiatives to increase the line allocations, and we have covered up the partial issues or the challenges. So if we can present in a positive way, it's always been accepted, or it's always been considered, rather than passing the surprising mail or the 11th hour mail. It's always making the issues. And if I see in Bangladesh perspective, whenever we are communicating with the transparency, with the visibility, with the solutions, it automatically builds the confidence, and it automatically builds up and wrap up the trust level, and it helps each other.
It's already saw that the communication has some solution from different type of perspectives. But we'd like to know about the industry contribution in here. Do you think Bangladeshi professionals receive enough practical training in professional communications? Is industry investing enough in the leadership development and talent grooming?
Yes. Basically, Bangladesh has become globally very strong in manufacturing level, but leadership and the communication aspects, we still have the rooms to improve, because most of the professionals getting the technical training, but fewer are getting the structured development process. Like, we are not getting such training on leadership. We are not getting training or the strategical decision making, or the negotiation skill, presentation, public speaking, and the stress management and other skills, because those are very important. And if you see the management level, I mean the organogram of an organization, it's very visible at the mid to management level. But the great news is many of the renowned companies nowadays have started some of the training programs at their companies, at their organization, to enhance their management capabilities and the capacities, like they are doing the management training programs, they are doing leadership workshops, they are doing some kinds of innovation, newness, thought process refreshment, those kinds of training. So because the future competition will not only depends on the structure or the capacity capability. This will be depend on the talent quality. So it's definitely we have to understand and we have to be aligned with the industry requirement of enhancement.
As we already saw that communication impacts in our industry for both in leaderships. But to be in the competitiveness, how can Bangladesh can increase their innovation and product development capabilities instead of remaining heavily on production focused?
As to me, Bangladesh has already proven we can produce. The next challenge to prove is we can innovate. Globally, the industry is shifting towards the man-made fiber, functional fabric, product development, digital samples, research and development, innovation, and newness. And but Bangladesh is still heavily focused on the cotton base and the production base. So to move forward, we have to invest on research and development. We have to work on the newness, innovation, sustainability, traceability, digital product, those sorts of things. ERP, we have to work on to be aligned with the global competition, to be aligned with the global requirement of this apparel industry. Because near future, the buyers are not selecting the suppliers based on the cost only. I don't believe so. I believe the buyers will select the suppliers based on their innovation and newness capabilities, also because of the sustainability performance. The good thing is, throughout the globe, Bangladesh has the largest setup of the green factories, which is our pride. So I believe that can become a major innovation part for us.